two, three. All right, welcome to another episode of Two Dumb Dogs. We are going to catch up
What it
on
do? What it do?
Greg's week at his new job. I am your host, Toy Rodney Yates. This is my co-host, Greg Garcia. It has been a
What
very
up?
busy week for him. Crazy. If you listened to our last episode, I don't know why you would be joining us if you're a new listener to go back to the beginning. But yeah, all right, let's pick up where we left off. So last week you got scared because of some shit Trump's doing. Trump's scaring a lot
Let's
of
not go that
people.
far back.
And then
Let's not go that far.
well, I'm just doing a quick summary. I could do it in 5 sentences. Now you're making me fucking talk even more because now I gotta bitch you out.
But this is embarrassing, man. I had a freaking
All
complete
right, yeah. So
breakdown
he
of a
had like
human being.
multiple panic attacks. Fucking
Oh,
begged his employer for a good word in case immigration comes for him. The employer agrees to it, and then literally the next day he comes scouring for a manager so that he can quit before earlier than the 4 weeks that is
oh,
normal in his country, and then upon review he is fired, essentially. He is canceled immediately and not able to return. Okay, due to some errors found in his contract. But lo and behold, 3 hours later, he got the job. He got the job, and
oh my
then
God.
he cools off, waiting to start the next week. He has his first comedy special, which hopefully I got up on the last episode. It looks like I'm having a little bit of difficulty right now, but yeah. And yeah. So now how's the new job, Greg? How's the new job?
Okay, so it's very difficult to describe all the specific knickknacks and crannies and winkies and doohickeys that you use in there. But I gotta
Wait, let me
say, on
ask
my
you this first. During the application process, did they mention anything about photography and recording on the job? Are there any
no,
signs say do not record?
no.
Okay. I just asked because some factories, like for patent purposes, you're not allowed to use your phone to
I hear
record
you.
things.
Well, there is a rule that says we're not allowed to have our headphones in, but the reason these rules are
Hmm.
set up are for safety,
Yeah, I get you.
right?
I get you.
I
Yeah,
don't know how
safety.
else to explain it. They don't like when I was taking pictures and I showed you my work
Uh-huh.
environment, I asked them if this was cool if I sent it to my friend in America, right? And
Uh-huh.
they're like, yeah. Like even
Okay.
my supervisor,
Okay,
he's
I
like,
just didn't want to
yeah,
get you in
well, do
trouble.
whatever
I just
you
didn't want to
want.
get you in trouble.
And my supervisor asked if you wanted a picture of his asshole. Now that I think about it, and I said I think he's good, but I'll ask him later and we'll see what he said.
All right. All right.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
was what, and then I sent you the pictures, and then that's exactly how it went down. And that was a very good first day for me, honestly. But also very scary because they work at a pace on a warehouse line where I'm assembling 200 different types of tractor seats. How? What is the proper word for what? It's a seat that you put in a tractor that Farmer Joe sits on while he's driving his tractor.
It's
It's
a
got
seat.
hydraulics. Yeah, it's a 9 grand seat that we got to assemble together in 7 stages, 7 process, 7 different parts are putting different pieces of it
Okay.
together. And they do it at a speed. I still, even after 1 week, I'm not fast enough. But they're giving me the time to get there. Like, yeah, you got 6 weeks to learn 200 seats, and I'm like, damn, oh shit, oh, this got serious so
Yeah,
quickly.
man. Like you gotta keep up. Like they'll hire another
This
person.
got this got so serious very, very quickly. And the walk there is roughly the same going to McDonald's, just the complete opposite direction. But I have to do, because there's the sidewalk and I have to go the long way sometimes, it takes a long time to get out there. But I knew when I accepted this job that when the bus stops, whether it's at 6 in the morning or 11 o'clock at night, I'm gonna walk home. And I accepted that. And I've been doing this for years, so this doesn't hurt me that bad. I'll get to that point in the story real quick. One of the days that was really funny this past week at work, two things have stuck out to me. One was a story of a Polish guy I'm working with that he told me about America, and I haven't been able to confirm it yet, but maybe we could do it on the podcast. And the first thing I want to tell you is I accidentally called a guy who's been getting me through the ropes, right, this
Hmm.
past couple of weeks, has told me his name. Everybody had told me their name, but I'm missing a couple. It's the best polite way I could say it. And I called this man by the wrong name, and his face twisted, and he tried to laugh it off, but I hurt his feelings. So I got in
Yeah.
his face and I apologized to him, and I decided I was going to make a funny out of this. So on one of our breaks that we had, I decided that I was going to round them because they were already sitting around each other, but I would like grab the attention of all of them simultaneously, as I did in comedy. And I said, okay, I can't. I can't remember everybody's name. And I started pointing at everybody that I already knew their name. I'm like, okay, you're Adrian, you're Jurgen, uh, you're Matthias. And then I got wild with the names. I'm like, you sound like that soccer player that's retired. And he knew exactly who I was talking about. I think your name is Bing Bong. And I really said that, dude. You should have seen his face. And Daniel,
Bing
I keep
bong.
calling you by the wrong name, and I'm really sorry, Daniel. And they all, the next day, everybody around me is calling that man Bing Bong. Right? Every time I walk by, like, hey, look, Bing Bong's over there. And it's just turned into a thing. I've been there 3 days and I've already bullied a guy and he's completely cool with it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. And then today is Friday, y'all. Thursday, nothing special happens except never mind. It doesn't matter. It was really weird, but it explains Friday. I'm trying to go to work, and my ex calls me and says, "Hey, your mom sent something in the mail." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Just come over." And the moment my ex opens her door, she's already got her camera phone out, and she's trying to get my reaction. So I'm pretty sure this is about to be awesome, but I'm not ready to react yet. Okay, so I don't. I look at him like, "What are you doing? What the fuck is this? Did I miss somebody's birthday or something?" It's not David's birthday. It said something like that. And then Coco comes running, and like the first 20 seconds of her video, like Coco, hi. Oh my- I can't believe my mom got that video, man. I can't, I can't believe-
Oh goodness.
oh
Pure
shit!
joy.
And I go in the living room, and there's an e-scooter in the middle of her fucking thing. And it's one of those Xiaomi companies. I think it's a Chinese company, but this thing is a couple hundred euros. And there was a helmet involved and shoes. And she said, "Yeah, you can't be walking like that in the wintertime. It's too cold in Germany." And your ex said that it'd be a good idea for you to have this. You can get faster around with David and stuff. And my family's helping me out.
It's
And
awesome,
I'm
bro.
really grateful. And I cried. I really cried. Yeah. And then she whipped out my favorite shoes. Hold on 1 second. Dude, she got my favorite fucking Salvas, man. 150 fucking euro shoes, man. I can't believe this shit. Oh my god, I'm about to cry again.
Oh,
I'm
good
more
for
excited
you.
about the shoe. Dude, I'm more excited about the shoes than I am the e-bike. Oh my god.
Oh,
And
good.
yeah, people, that has been my week. 2 weeks. That's the last 2 weeks of my life. I'm glad we put it in 2 episodes. I'm glad I had enough information for 2. I promise I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna fight a gorilla next week just to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah. Well, fuck. That was only an
And
extra 5 minutes.
one more thing I want to mention. My next show. Can I talk about my comedy? Are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
cool?
That's what I was gonna ask. I'm let's like now it's been a week since your first show.
Yes.
How's it going afterwards? You said
Well,
you've been getting emails and stuff.
Yes, I keep first. I try to I need okay. My brain jumbled there a little bit. Hold on. A lot of things have been happening simultaneously, and I'm losing track of
Uh-huh.
the comedy thing. I ended up having to say no like 4 or 5 times to people. What there's a university in Bayreuth that wanted me to show up right now, like right now, but I got off work at 9 o'clock. There's no way that I could go 3 hours. That Bayreuth is not 3 hours, but it's about 2 hours. There was no way to make it home. The train
Uh-huh.
stops at right now at 12:45 my time. So I'd have to spend the night at the train station, something I just don't have to do with Nuremberg or Regensburg. I can always make it home in time from those locations. Anything farther is improbable right now unless we do it during the day. Nobody does comedy during the day. I'm not fucking anybody for a room because I'm in love. So that option is also off the table. And I don't have money for a hotel yet, okay? Just because I'm making more money now doesn't mean I got my first paycheck yet. And that money needs to go to other things.
Hmm.
And because of these obstacles that are currently in my private life, I had to turn down like 3 or 4 people asking for a guest appearance in their open mic and a 1 hour special show where I am I'm the first guy that shows up, and then I say, and now this guy shows up.
Oh
How do I
yeah,
say that?
that's the host.
Yeah, two of those are where I'm supposed to be the opening 5 minute act for somebody really huge,
Hmm.
right? When I'm
Okay.
just kind of forgotten inside. And I had to say no to those things because it's just too far away. But my next show that is definitely happening is March 30th.
Nice.
That is my absolute next show. And I'm going to give, because it's our podcast and because I don't give a fuck and I can say anything I want on this, I'm going to give a spoiler. Um, I'm going to be letting loose on McDonald's. Okay? I'll be absolutely letting loose on McDonald's.
All right. Well, do me a
That
favor and try and email me that video and make sure you plan to shoot your own video since like obviously you didn't get the link or the digital copy.
it's on his
Uh,
Instagram. It's
yeah.
on his, but I don't.
You don't have his
Okay,
Instagram to send me even if I did have an Instagram.
okay, hold on. No, we can't do this right now.
This
We're
is
in a
something for
podcast. What am I
Bernadette to
doing?
figure out.
Everybody, he told me it's under a hashtag, but what does that mean? What
I
is
think
that?
that's the way you search something.
Why? That is,
Like it's a way of
there was
categorizing a video.
there was this one guy, it happened to be a Canadian, and he was the guy that wanted me to come to his Bayreuth thing, and he's trying to ask me for my. First, he wanted my Instagram, and I said it's my son's Instagram. I don't have this. I have WhatsApp. And he says, "Well, give me your email." And I was like, "Do I look like an adult to you? WhatsApp, man. Talk to me over WhatsApp. That's how we do it." But he kept saying Instagram slang, and I don't know what Instagram slang is, man. He's using words that, like, what the fuck
You
is a
gotta
red
know how
eye?
to like this you gotta learn how to network. That's what this is.
No, I told him I have a factory job that I start at tomorrow. That's the exact words that came out of my mouth.
Well, this is where Bernadette's gonna step in and help you build a career. She's gonna have to do your social stuff.
Oh my God. No, I'm not gonna be
Hey,
that guy,
because
man.
I'm not gonna be any better help for you because like that's why we only got like about 5 listeners is because I don't post anything. I don't post anything but the videos.
Well, I hope that comedy video that you put out on our last one, where it's
Hmm.
my stand up, I hope that gets some people to watch that.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Um, but yeah, you might want to try and send it to me in a different form. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to like video record it, screenshot it or something. I don't know. Have to work some
What,
magic. Huh?
wonder if I can record with Zoom.
I
There's got
mean,
to be an
yeah.
app that allows, because all I did, oh, no, you're gone. No, you're not. You're back. There you are. Hi. Hi, Rodney. I used the camera on my phone and I just switched it over to recording and it just recorded the whole thing. But when I sent it to you, shared it with you through WhatsApp, it chopped the last 2 minutes off, I think.
Uh,
So I had to then cut
yeah.
the beginning of the second one so you could have the ending.
Hmm. And that's perfectly fine. I mean,
Also, I got in a sminkle of trouble on my comedy thing. I got in a sminkle of trouble, but apparently I was too good for them to make a big deal about it. I was only allowed 4 minutes. That
oh,
was double that. But because my story made everybody like everyone was really listening to the story, that he let it go. But he said something at the end. He's like, "Good shit, man." But like, but then he said something really nice about me at the end, but I didn't record it anymore, and I forgot what it was. But as I'm leaving as I'm leaving that show, everybody that was watching me, I keep getting these a good job, that was a good story. Good, your son is an asshole, shit like that. It was really cool, man. But I had to go to the train station because it took way too long. He was, oh God, that was a lot of
hmm.
waiting for my turn, a long time of waiting for my turn. I was there for about an hour and a half before
Hmm.
it was finally my turn to do it. And I didn't want to miss the train home. And I caught the last train home. I even went to Burger King real quick and got a milkshake because I did really good and I deserve a milkshake.
Yeah, you gotta treat yourself. Fuck, bro. That's good. That's good though. Man, I
Did
hope
I
that you
already say that my next show is March 30th? March
yeah,
30th is my
March
next one.
30th. You've already
Okay,
plugged your
good.
show. You've already plugged your
Now,
show.
maybe I might get some earlier shows if they end up on the weekend. Maybe I might spontaneously agree because I've been
Mhm.
doing a bunch of spontaneous shit and my life has changed completely. Be spontaneous, Rodney. Be spontaneous.
Dude, that's what I'm doing here with this podcast. This was a spontaneous idea that I acted on. And like even whenever we don't even feel like doing it, we still show up and do it. Like I don't know, like I was thinking about it today because you asked me again why are we doing this podcast? And I'm like, at the end of the day, it's something that it's ours. It's something that we're working on. It's a space that we can be creative in and something that we can look back on. And like everybody that I know that's ever done something started with something like this. We
I
can we
think
can
we
build
should
off this.
think
Like
we
if anything, would you say that if you hadn't been doing this for a year before, do you think that you'd have the same level of confidence that you had that night?
no. And also getting a new job probably has something to do with this podcast of being open with your feelings and saying shit out loud and being
Exactly.
able to finally get that inch that you always needed to jump over that big ass fucking wave that's been crippling me all these years.
Mm-hmm.
Finally able to shut it out for a second just long enough to jump.
Yeah. No, so like I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this podcast is a win. It
I'd
did
like to
something.
say that
It did more
I would
good than it
like
did
to
harm.
I would like to say something that nobody's going to believe, but please believe me when I say before I got on that stage, I asked the guy a question, and I said, "Hey, can I ask you a personal question?" And he said, "No, don't ask me shit." And I
Yeah.
said, "Okay." And I went, and I was already going for it, and he did that whole like that, right? All immature, and it was perfect, right? And I said on your very first show. It's your very first show of comedy that you ever did in the beginning ever, like I'm about to do right now. And he goes, yeah. It's like, how long did you actually think about doing it before you actually did it? Was it like you did something on a whim? Did you think about it for 10 years and you finally did it? Like, what ended up? And he did tell me his story to a certain degree. Not that I'm dismissing his story, but it wasn't the same as mine. But he was
Yeah.
enthusiastic about his story and the people that put him in that position. And since the first go, he's going. He said ever since he's been hooked since the first time he's done it. Right. And I said, that's a really good story. And I'm glad you told me that because this helps me with my perspective. And he goes, I don't remember if he asked how so, but he did have this look on his face, like 'cause I was explaining myself when I said
And was
when,
this in
when I'm
English or
about
German?
English,
Okay.
English. The guy's American. The guy that owns the place is American.
Okay.
We're everywhere, man. Americans are
All right.
everywhere,
Sorry.
and it's all good. And I said to him that the story that what I'm about to talk about, it's like it's here. It's inside it, and I need to get it. I've never been able to actually tell the story, and I'm so dying to get it out. It's like an act of desperation. He goes, "Okay, well, calm down. You're gonna be fine. Remember, you got don't like shit on the audience." He was giving me weird power, which had not in the end had nothing to do with what I was talking about, because I except for
Mhm.
a couple times, but he's trying to give me his pointers, and there's a guy behind him, also guy for open mic, and he's also trying to say something encouraging. But what he said triggered me, I guess, because he said, "Yeah, man, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be great." And I said, with insane amount of confidence, from genuinely nothing, I said, "Dude, what you're about to see is gonna be fucking amazing." And he said, he said the confidence. And the guy who's been giving me pointers also, like he's doing
Like
this
that's some
maneuver,
Robin Williams shit, bro. Like that's like some
dude,
fucking
like he's holding his head. And if you saw the beginning of the video, he's saying what I was like, dude, I can't wait to do. He's not word for wording me, but he got my energy right. He totally got my energy. Like I'm ready for this. This is gonna be fucking amazing,
like yeah, dude,
right?
you came out ready for a fucking dog fight, man. Like it's a comedy.
Oh,
It's not
and
UFC.
they loved it. And they loved it. They
Yeah.
fucking
No,
loved it.
dude, you did amazing for like your first time. Like, I mean, like yeah. Like I can understand what they're saying about the rhythm of it. The laughs were towards the end. It was a slow build up, you know? But like, I mean, for your first fucking show and like just being raw, like yeah, dude, it was a home run.
I know that the individual I want to give a shout out to doesn't listen to our podcast, but a shout out to Trevor Noah for his storytelling, because his storytelling is most of his stories aren't even like hysterical laughing.
Hmm.
But if you got a good story, whether people are laughing or not, they're going to hear you. And
Yeah.
my story are so fucked up sometimes that even if they're not laughing, I can't wait to share them. And I know that people are going to listen. And that applause at the end was, it was almost like, how do I describe the feeling? There was a mix of relief. There was relief.
It was
There
like a
truly was, because
deflated tire being pumped up. Like
there were so many. Let's start with relief. Relief that when I heard the applause, it meant that everybody truly listened from the beginning to the end. Okay? Nobody fell asleep on me at
yeah.
all, which was like, oh, thank God it was original. I was the truth. Like, yeah, it was the truth. That story is the fucking truth. Okay, I promise it is. And because that I was so enthusiastic about a personal experience of mine and I got to share that, people were
Mm.
hooked to that.
Yeah.
And also the ridiculousness of the story that this could happen to a human being, a dumb motherfucker. It was just a great way for people to be like, you get this guy, he's an idiot. This is great.
Nice.
And that's the art that I'm going to express myself with. I'm going to talk about things. I don't really have jokes. I think I can say something witty or funny in the middle of my story, or maybe
Mhm.
outlandish or exaggerated, but I'm going to tell stories. That's what I want to do, and it works.
Oh,
It seems to work on some raw level. And once I figure that out in a better direction, that's how
dude,
I'm going to do it.
that's
Thank you,
perfectly
Trevor
fine.
Noah,
Like,
for
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's nobody hate on you. Like, I mean, storytelling is a perfect example. Like, I mean, like that's most of my favorite comedians. That's what they do. Like, I mean, speaking like, seeing as your career is just now starting. I just got an email because I'm an adult and I do check my emails. Um, that I got a notification that my favorite comedian Dan Cummings is considering putting an end to his touring career. Because I mean, he's been podcasting for the last 8 years, and he was one of the first people that I listened to consecutively. Like I've gotten away from his comedy a little bit just because of a few of his standpoints, and it's like I've been listening for to a total of 8 years worth of him, and he stopped doing the characters as much. Like I loved it because he's telling true facts, but he plays characters and stuff, and he makes a joke out of it. So essentially he's puppeteering with his voices while telling a story. But he's talking about ending his career. So fortunately enough, I was able to see him. I drove all the way down to Denver with my brother and saw him, and that was I mean the comedy was great. I didn't like the venue. It was like theater seating, so we were like fucking cramped and shit. Like not a very chill place for comedy.
You take what you can get.
Like, and then I saw Chad Daniels like a month later in Fargo in the similar setting, and like yeah, and I've come to the conclusion that I prefer the setting like what you were at, like at the bar, where like you can be comfortable, like the whole like, that's why people don't go to the theaters anymore. Is because like we can have the same experience here in our homes, like because everybody's got a 75-inch TV, everybody's got fucking Dolby 5.1 surround sound or whatnot. Everybody's got good sound system, and and granted, it's much cheaper. It's much cheaper to just go and buy a good TV and some sound bars than it is to take a whole family to the theater anymore. Like it
Mm.
costs like $50, $60 to take a family of four, and that's without popcorn or snacks or anything. But I'm getting off track. I'm getting off track. So
No, it's fine. It's fine. Speak your
like
mind, man.
I
Speak your
definitely
mind.
I definitely prefer like I went to the House of Comedy over in Fargo at the well no in Minnesota at the Mall of America. Yeah, I'm about to lose my voice. But that was the most fun that I've had so far with my comedy experience is like just a place where like yeah you gotta order something like you gotta order two items but somebody gets like 30 minutes. I'd love to go to like a comedy like roulette where like they're just going through a bunch of people. It's like because I don't know, I like the rawness of it, I guess. And then the fact that you can be comfortable and you can drink and everything. Like comedy and alcohol go together, especially open mics.
Well, it definitely feels like life is changing drastically from the type
Mhm.
of attention that I've been getting to the type of decisions I've made recently to I've completely changed my trajectory now in life, and it's very scary. It's incredibly, incredibly scary, and this is not without some very I'm having height level of anxiety that I'm having to carry around because I'm living in an adult world, and there's serious consequences to short-sightedness.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can. That's the best way I can describe that right now. I have to think in ways I've never really thought before, and a part of me thinks that maybe I should have learned this 10 years ago. But part of me also knows that 10 years ago I was a completely different animal. People were just hoping that I wouldn't die the next day. So I've come a long way, and it's a long way to go.
Okay.
Ooh,
Well, I'm glad you're finally realizing that, brother. I mean,
oh,
like, yeah.
God.
That's the
I got
alternative
a
to
lot going
stability.
on, man. Rodney, I got so much going on. I got to make sure I don't lose sight of David.
Yeah.
Maybe I can't be doing too much. I got to keep saying no to a lot of things again. Being a parent is wild, but I'm going to keep doing it because the kids come first.
Mm-hmm.
Whether no matter if I'm angry on that day or happy as shit on that day or neutral, the kids come first. It's what it's about being a dad,
Mm-hmm.
even if he is being a selfish bastard or disrespectful or ignorant to his surroundings.
Yeah, but
It's a
like
long game
I
here.
don't know, that kids come first thing, like yeah, I understand what you mean about it, but at the same time, like you also gotta remember the saying that like how can you take care of somebody else if you can't take care of yourself?
True, but I can't leave a 11-year-old kid on his own. And also, I can't take away what limited time I have for him. I
No,
I
I'm
have
not saying
great
that. Like I'm saying like it's
because
that
of
much
the
more important to
decisions that
take care of
I've
yourself.
recently made. Because of the decisions that I've recently made, I've almost cut our time in half. Not complete half, but I've taken about 30% attention away from him. He's noticed and he doesn't like this.
Hmm.
And it's because I switched jobs. Now we're switching over to a more weekend basis, and he's recently been coming to the grasp that these things have to adjust and change and stuff. And we're expecting him to take care of the dog. He has to take care of the dog now, which he has up to this point failed miserably at. And I need him to step the fuck up now. I
Hmm.
really need him to step the fuck up here. She had one of her anal glands burst recently, and she's been needing
Yeah.
antibiotics. And it's a French bulldog, but he won't take the time to take care of his fucking dog, and this is upsetting me. This is genuinely upsetting me. You begged for one for years. You said you loved this creature that we brought into our home. Let her out to shit. Feed her. Okay, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm getting angry again. I can feel it again. I can absolutely feel it again.
Calm
Holy
down.
shit.
I'm an adult.
Well,
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. No,
okay, positive. Oh, okay. Um, with having him on the weekends here, it does open up avenues that I didn't have on him on, say, a Tuesday and a Wednesday. Because now we really have the weekend off. There's no school. We
no
don't have to get up
bedtime.
at it early. Yeah, he can have sleepovers again on Friday night and Saturday night, obviously. So there's positives
Yeah.
on this as well. There is a positive flaw in it. It doesn't change the fact though if I'm taking off Saturday night to go do some comedy, I'm leaving him. I have to make sure that he's supervised, which means I'm relying on someone else to be doing something that I should be doing.
Hmm.
And that's I gotta be careful with things like that because kids come first.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like it should be to the point where like yeah, if you're having to hire a babysitter more than for 2 hours a week, yeah, you like that's
It takes an hour to get there. It takes however long I'm there to complete itself, and it takes an hour home. We're talking somewhere between 3 and 5 hours where I'm gone.
but I
Now, if
mean
he's
like
having a
5 years from now
sleepover,
he can come along with you.
if he wanted to, I tried showing him the video, and he got immediately offended that it was about him. Which I guess
Maybe
is
you'll
the hey.
inspire some
I
jokes for
always
him.
I listen. I always said either I want to make people laugh their ass off or deeply offended. I deeply offended my son. Mission accomplished.
Goodness. All right.
Oh,
Well, let's end it
but
right there.
really?
Yeah, we've gone through another 35 minutes, brother.
Well, give me 2 minutes of you.
Well, I mean I talked pretty good in the minute. Like, dude, I'm sick over here. So like I don't really like that's why I was like fully
Oh,
okay
one
to
more
talk.
story. One more story.
One more story. Go ahead. You got like three
One more
minutes.
story. Okay. Okay. Good. We haven't been able to confirm this yet, so I'm not 100% accurate. But when he landed what he said, we all laughed. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm working with a bunch of dudes from Poland. Nothing new whatsoever. I've been working with people from Poland since I was 20. All right.
Mhm.
These people are funny as fuck, especially the men. Um, he said, "Hey, do you know Virginia?" And I said, "Yes, I know Virginia. You know when Europeans first went over there, right?" And I'm like, "You talking about the Mayflower?" And he goes, "Maybe. When the first ship went to Virginia, there was four guys from Poland on that ship, right?" I'm like, "Four guys or four families?" And he said again, "Maybe there were four guys from Poland on that ship, and one of them became a very rich chicken farmer." Okay. And he stayed in America. The first boat to America to Virginia, there were four Polish people, and one of them became super rich. He became a very successful chicken farmer.
Okay.
Right. And I tried to ask him, "Are you talking about Jamestown? Are you talking about Plymouth Rock?" And he kept saying it again. Maybe. And
That's not the point of the
he
story,
said,
motherfucker. Keep listening.
he said, even in the beginning of America, there were Polish people there. Anywhere you go in the world, there's Polish people. And from that logic, he's right. Because everywhere I've been, no matter where we've gone on vacation, Italy, France, Czech Republic, Hungary, there's Polish people, man. They're fucking everywhere.
That's why Polish jokes are so common. Yeah, Dan Cummins loves making fun of Polish people, and his wife's
So,
Polish.
so if you could confirm that at some point by clicking over Google, I'm gonna try later on too to see what this guy's talking about. If there's some Polish people running around in 1607 Virginia, because he kept saying maybe, like he heard the
Like, I
story
would.
a long.
Why would you doubt it?
I'm not. I'm not. But it didn't give me enough information. Like, who was this Polish person that was a chicken farmer, right?
Okay.
Like,
All right. Well, here. You wanted to hear some news from me. I got a new chair. Woo!
oh, okay.
It's
I
got a
don't have a new chair.
footrest and everything.
I
Woo!
got an e-bike.
And it's got two pillows. What? You got
I
an
still got
e-bike?
it. I got an
Well,
e-bike.
it's
We
finally
talked
dry
about this
enough.
last.
I get to drive my car around again. So, for
I
you.
I got a helmet. Hold on. You should check this out. I got a
You'd be
helmet.
like, here's a tip for well, I know that I don't think we have any. Oh, you do have a helmet. I was gonna send you one. I was gonna send you one. I was like, here, I'll surprise this motherfucker. Like, I love you too. I'll send you a helmet. You need some elbow pads?
No, fuck that. What am I, a girl?
You want some
No.
wrist guards?
Well, I almost look like a girl. Good God, this is getting. Dude, we're having a massive debate in the family of my name. Am I Rapunzel, George of the Jungle? The kids are calling me Tarzan. It's a little bit of everybody, actually.
You're Mowgli. You're Mowgli.
I look
All
like a
right. Well,
fucking
we'll end
insane
it there.
person.
My family's waiting for dinner, and we are at the 40-minute mark. I love you, brother. We will talk to you soon, and thank you all for listening. Um, we will. I guess Greg will have somewhere for you to like. You really need to get an Instagram, I guess, right now, so that we can just plug your Instagram at the end of this, and everybody can go check you out, and then you can
On a
have
on a
people
little
come this way.
preview of next week's episode, Greg is gonna fight a gorilla. Greg doesn't know where gorillas are right now, but when he finds one, he's gonna fight him, and we're gonna talk about it on our next episode. Remind me next time about my gorilla encounter on our next
All
podcast.
right. We will see you later in my closet and in Greg's helmet. All right. Later. Love you, brother.
Bye. Bye.